A little disclaimer before we continue. I am so sorry for the poor camera angles, blurriness, and low lighting, and just the overall quality of this whole tour. I don't want to be so all over his face with my camera and make him uncomfortable. I wanted it to be real and authentic, so I did not put my camera up there and all that stuff. So I just kept it on my arm. So anyways, it's great content. Listen to what Dave is saying. It's really good information about the e-ticket lounge at Disney Hotel on the 11th floor. So without further ado, here's a video. And again, I apologize for the poor quality. Search to find a restaurant at the top of the floor of the Disney Hotel. We just saw it passing by, so we're going to go see what it is.
You know, it's well worth it because you munch all day long and all night.
Oh, you do?
For the future. Well,
what's a buffet?
Yeah, you eat all day, all night.
You
can take with you. You can come home. Come in the morning, get some cereal, and go back and watch TV.
Oh, it's a whole day thing then.
Yeah, it's a whole day.
Yo, that's pretty sweet.
So for the future, it's well worth it. I think it costs something like $200. Don't quote me.
But it's the whole day though.
But you know, it's the whole stay here. As long as you're here all, if you're here for a whole week, you get $200. You're going to spend more than that just getting the little munchies here and there. It's well worth it.
How can I just do? Yes. Question for you. How do we get more information about how the e-ticket works?
Well, essentially what it is the Concierge Lounge of the hotel.
Okay.
When you do stay here as a guest, if you purchase or you get a room that has a concierge level view, that includes the e-ticket club. This is the concierge level service.
That's awesome.
So, and also if you have a regular room and the services aren't sold out, they'll also allow you to upgrade and add on the concierge services.
That's really cool.
So yeah, the Concierge Lounge basically serves food 4 times throughout the day. Continental breakfast 6:30 to 10 a.m. Tea and snacks 11 to 4. 3 hot appetizers every night 5 to 7. Desserts 8 to 10. Champagne, wine, and beer are included.
Really?
There's no limit to the amount of food you can eat. Of course, if you drink too much, we're going to cut you off.
Of course.
But and you're always more than welcome to bring snacks and beverages from here back to the room.
That's so sweet.
But literally, I tell most people, if you do the math on it, if you have a party of, let's say, 4 or 5,
that makes sense.
If you were to do room service once a day, the room service would cost you more than this, and this includes food all day, and room service is just the one shot.
It makes sense.
So it's a great way to go. Each of the 3 hotels has their own concierge lounges, but I used to work at the Grand California, and I was the concierge at the Craftsman's Club. I can tell you hands down that one is nowhere near as nice, so that's why it's more expensive, and the view of the fireworks sucks compared to ours. Ours is the best. Yeah, we're the best of the 3. So, which hotel you guys stay on?
We did the Grand California because we have DVC.
Oh, gotcha. So you went ahead and used your points.
I mean, we never knew about this though. So we made reservations, and we're like, are people eating out there? Like, what's going on?
So and we're open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and 7 days a week, even on holidays. Now on New Year's Eve we'll stay open as late as 1 a.m. because of course to usher in the holiday.
So cool.
But it's a great service to have. It really is.
You get it when you're making a reservation.
Exactly. You can either book it when you're a reservation, and basically you just say I want to have the concierge service. So I'll say, well, there's 2 levels of concierge rooms. There's a preferred concierge view, which usually means you have a view of downtown Disney, or the standard concierge view, which is usually a view of the pool. The difference between the 2 is the preferred view usually costs more.
Because the fireworks.
Exactly, it's the fireworks store. But you know what? If you get the standard, it doesn't matter because you come here for fireworks anyway.
Of course.
And we've got a great view. I turn off the lights. I pep the music in the overhead sound system. It's amazing. Just come on in. I'll actually come on and show you around.
That'd be so cool.
Play a little bit to you here.
Thank you.
Back in the day, when the park first opened, you would pay for an admission to get in, usually about $1.65, and then you would also buy a book of tickets. We had the Big 10 or the Jumbo 15, and that was the number of tickets that were in there. You had tickets A through E. The E tickets were always the most exciting rides and the ones they gave you the least of. Now, the nice thing was back in the day, that kind of helped them control the waits in line. Now, when they went away from those old ticket books, what ended up happening was, this was in '77, that's right when Star Wars came out, and they opened up Space Mountain. When that happened, they went to a generalized ticket, everybody would go to just one line that they would like to go on the ride on, and it caused the lines to back up. That's why we introduced Fast Pass, was a way of kind of controlling the waits in line, like we had through the A through E tickets. And all the posters you see up here were all E-ticket attractions at one point in time, including the Tiki Room.
That is so cool.
So yeah, and the old flight sauce ride, you should do tomorrow.
Oh, look at that view.
Oh, beautiful view. And then of course, the Matterhorn, the mansion, the Ring Voyage, Small World, all of them. And then over here is actually the temple. And the e-tickets. This is our serving area. We're getting ready for desserts and Over here in the corner, we have a picture of Walt Disney with the hippos when they were first doing Jungle Cruise.
Wow.
To any of our security checkpoints now, there's pictures of all of our executives, including Walt Disney. That's so he doesn't get turned away.
That is so funny.
He was a bit frustrated, but they said, Walt, they said, but he's providing the level of service that you wanted.
Exactly.
And so Walt kind of laughed and said, you know what, I should have had my ID. Walt came in without his driver's license, had no identification. The guy says, yeah, I'm sure you're Walt Disney, but I don't think so. You're going to need to leave, sir, without proper ID. So Walt got turned away from the park. Yeah.
Now he's like, look at the photo. You see that?
Exactly. So now he's like, look at your wall. That's me.
Or your paycheck.
Say,
or your paycheck.
You see the picture that says founder? Yeah, that'd be me.
Oh my gosh. See the signature of your checks? Yeah.
So the story with the mermaids is they didn't last very long. We had them here for about 3 months, and then we had a group of sailors on leave. Well, when the mermaids were out there, the sailors would jump in the water, swim around chasing the mermaids, which of course became a hazard. Needless to say, the mermaids came to a quick end.
Oh, that's so funny, man.
And then here's a picture of Walt Disney with some of the caricatures from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Of course, yeah.
And what's really, really pivotal about Pirates of the Caribbean was that was the last ride Walt saw through before passing away. We were halfway through at the Haunted Mansion when we lost Walt. So to me, those two attractions hold a special place in my heart because I kind of feel like when I go on those rides and I hang out in that area, I kind of feel like Walt's spirit is there, kind of overlooking and overseeing it all. Yeah. So my favorite place in the park and the whole wide world here at the park is I like to hop on the train, Walt really loves New Orleans, I'll go sit by the fountain, listen to the jazz band, and sit in between those two attractions and imagine to myself, what was it like when Walt first walked on this property? It was all orange groves before he even envisioned, before they even started building this place. And it's really interesting because backstage, behind the theme park, the original farmhouse is still here. Walt never wanted to destroy anything. It's still here. We kept everything original. It's being used as storage area, but it's still here. We save everything. Yeah. I know, they don't do tours of it. I wish they would. That would be awesome. And then here he is with Mary Davis. She was the one responsible for all of the costumes and characters you see in It's a Small World. She as a little girl is actually one of the Dutch girls on the attraction.
No way!
Yeah. She also did a lot of the murals that you used to see over at Tomorrowland. There's a lot of artwork that's based on It's a Small World, and it's all hers. And then here he is with Richard Nixon and family, christening the third version of our monorail.
With the Nixon family, right?
Yep.
Wow.
And then here he is with one of the models, of course, of the Matterhorn.
Oh yeah, that's Matterhorn.
And here he is with Jose and the Tiki Birds from Tiki Room.
Oh my God.
A lot of people don't know this, but the Tiki Room was one of Walt's favorites.
Really?
And it was a big favorite of his. It's actually been there. In fact, a couple of years ago, we celebrated the 35th anniversary of the Enchanted Tiki Room. No. And the thing is that because it was such a special place and he loved Hawaii so much, we agreed to keep it original and never mess with it. So it's always remained the same.
So good.
And it's great too because there's still one of Walt's old engineers who was responsible for it. The saying is, if it has wheels and a motor, most likely Bob was the one who designed it. And his main Imagineer was Bob Gurr. Bob is still alive to this day.
Yeah, I think we saw him one time at Disneyland.
Yeah, you may have seen him. Well, he was actually here. He was actually here just last weekend for the Gay Days weekend. He usually speaks on this. But Bob himself is actually gay, and it was kind of funny because nobody knew. And I asked him, I said, so how did that ever come out? He says, well, you know, it's kind of funny, Dave. He says, you asked me that. He says, one time, he says, this was like back in 68. He says, they hired me back in 56. He said, you know, two guys were going back and forth, and they had a bet going $20 if you know whether or not it's gay or straight. And then I used to they came and approached me and asked me, so Bob, is it true that you're gay? And Bob's like, yeah. And the other guy's like, see, I told you, give me the $20. And Bob just started laughing. So yeah, but Bob's a really cool guy, really nice, really down to earth.
That's so cool.
And you'll sometimes see him on the History Channel, Disney Tech, and he speaks on our behalf. And he talks about a lot of the engineering because he was the designer and the engineer. He designed all the Tiki Birds. He did all the animatronics for it. Wow. So yeah, so a lot of this was his creation.
So that's the classic, right?
That is the classic, yeah. Wow. Well, the one that's considered what I call the cornerstone, or what everything is based off of, is the King Arthur Carousel. And the reason being is that when Walt built the theme park, Walt's favorite thing to do on Saturday was to take his two daughters to Griffith Park and ride the carousel. So that was everything to him, and he wanted to build a really nice resort where families could bring their children and where they would feel safe. You saw all the carnival atmosphere where people are ex-convicts, lots of tattoos, scary, unsavory types. So Walt wanted to create a park that had nice, safe people working there that you could trust, and he also gave them a good middle-class income. Most ride operators at opening were making $15 an hour, which was at that time. And then one of my favorite features here is the Sub-Zero fridge on the wall. We keep just a few sodas here and there. So our guests never run out.
A few?
Just a few. Normally this is completely full. Now it's kind of funny too.
Full.
I'm also going to tell you a story too. The reason why Coca-Cola is here, everything here is Disney's Coca-Cola. Coke got the exclusive contract for beverages. And the reason being is because all the syrup for our fountains over in the park that we sell, the syrup, we get that for free.
Oh, I heard 100% profit.
100% profit when it comes to that. But as a result, we agree only to carry Coca-Cola products on property, which bums me out because I love Dr. Pepper and so does everybody else. But Mr. Pibb's a close second. And I'm like, I keep talking, I'm like, bring it here, bring Pibb here, because Pibb is a version of Dr. Pepper and it's Coca-Cola, so there we go. Also, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Doritos was born right here at Disneyland also. Did anybody ever tell you the story of Doritos? Okay, so back in the day, Rancho del Zocalo used to be known as Casa de Fritos, and it was sponsored by Frito-Lay Company. And one thing they would notice at the end of the evening, quite often, they were throwing away a lot of tortillas, just going to waste. And they were thinking like, this is horrible, we're wasting so much, there's got to be a way we can recycle these and make a product out of them. That's how they came up with Doritos. And now Doritos is 70% of the business of Frito-Lay. So a product that was originally just meant to be something recycled so we wouldn't have to throw it away and make a little money out of it has now become the lead line of that potato chip company. So Doritos were born right here at Disneyland, which is now known as Rancho del Zocalo, formerly Casa de Fritos.
That is so genius.
Yes. And it was funny because when Walt ran the place, we carried all different kinds of sodas. His favorite soda was an orange soda by a company called Nesbitt's. It was their knee-high orange, so we carried them. We also carried Pepsi, we carried Coca-Cola. We carried everybody because Walt believed in the spirit of competition, what America was based on. As long as you make everybody compete with each other, they all come in at the best, lowest prices. But once we became a corporation, that's when these things started happening. Kind of bums me out because I find it better when you have people competing so they give you the best possible price to get in there. But you know, things change, times change, leadership changes, and you know, when it's a corporation, you got a board of directors, and it's the accountants that make all the decisions. And I hate to say it, but most of the decisions aren't made now on creativity, but it's basically revenue management. Where is the most profitable? That's how it's being done. Exactly. So I kind of miss that family side of it. I really, really do. But it's a wonderful place, and if it wasn't for Walt's imagination, none of this would have come into play or existed. But this also room at one point in time was originally a bar, lounge area, when the hotel first opened up. And then I believe in the late 60s, it became a 3-bedroom suite that Michael Jackson and his brothers would stay in when they were the Jackson 5. Yep. And then in 91, it was converted from that suite into what you see now as the E-Ticket Club. So this room has had quite the history. It's been here since the very beginning. We're basically the third evolution of it, and it's a great place to be.
Is there anything like this in Disney World? Because we're going there for New Year's, and we're like, now that we know about this, like...
They have an amazing one over at the Bay Lake Resort, Top of the World Lounge.
I just had a room there.
It's called their Top of the World Lounge.
Oh, that's so cool.
And also, the Grand Floridian has a concierge lounge that's an entire floor of the hotel.
That's like our dream hotel.
Yes. Well, I'm glad I got a chance to meet you guys.
Thank you so much for your time.
And hopefully, you know, next time you guys come and stay with us, maybe you'll come stay at the Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah, we know about this for sure.
We'd love to have you. And the thing is that when you have the concierge service, everyone whose name is on your room reservation has access to this lounge. So, yeah, from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's a great way to go. When I stay, I always get it. One of the things I do is a lot of times
look at this view.
The view is dynamite. A lot of times I'll get a suite, and usually I'm in the back tower. I'll just load up like a 6 or 12 pack of soda, stock my fridge, and just come back here and back and forth as necessary. But it's a really great place. But yeah, we'd love to have you guys as our guests next visit.
Really appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate you stopping by and looking in, because you know what? All 3 hotels were all very, very competitive with each other. But I'll tell you, out of the 3, this is my favorite. And that's why I transferred my grand over here. And every chance I get a chance to espouse how wonderful the place is, I look forward to doing so. So I'm going to expect you guys next time you vacation with us. I'll be looking for you.
Yes, thank you. Have a good night.
Alright guys, so you saw the video. I don't want to make this longer than it is, but thank you so much for watching it. I tried throwing some stills so you guys can see what he was looking at. I know it was really fuzzy at times and wrong angles and all that stuff, but anywho, Dave was awesome. Thank you so much, Dave, for letting us, go in there and borrow your time if you're watching this. And also guys, check out the E-Lounge, go to Disney Hotel, ask for the E-Club ticket. It's like $200 for the rest of your stay. So if you're there for 4 days, $200 and your whole entire room gets unlimited access to that room. That view for fireworks, all that stuff is totally worth it. Me and my wife are definitely going to do it. So check it out. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Make sure you subscribe for more of these videos. And thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.